everybody's doing great out there. Tax season, right? Tax season could be stressful. You want to know, you're hoping your money come back. You're gonna get audited, and you worry about all those stuff. So one of the things I always tell everybody, like, let's say if you've been waiting for your refund and it's past your 21-day period, I have a YouTube video basically breaking down every aspect of it. If you go to Kurt the Jerk and just type tax, you could probably just Google it, Kurt the Jerk, and then put tax 21 days, and my video will pop up, which is a very popular video, got thousands of views, giving people advice and telling people what is the whole process of a tax agent as they process your tax return. But I always recommend everybody to go to your tax transcript. The reason why I always tell people to go to check out their transcript so they can see in real time what the tax preparer is doing with your taxes. If there's any hold codes, because all the codes all have explanations. Like if they put certain codes on there saying that it's being hold due to investigation for X, Y, and Z reason, or there's a hold code, but it's something that they can fix on their end. And sometimes a notice is generated in error, or they generate the notice because the system does it. But there's certain problems. Like sometimes, as a tax expert, because I've been on both sides before. I worked with IRS before, where I do evaluations on people's taxes, and sometimes they invert numbers. So what we can do, if it's a clear, obvious mistake, we could go in there and change the numbers and fix it the right way, and also send you a letter of explanation. But sometimes we don't send a letter of explanation. We'll just say that there was an error and it's been corrected, and then that's how it works. And let's say if you go try to check your refund and you're like, damn, I'm punching in my refund, but why is it not popping up? It's because usually in those cases when it's not popping up, it's because maybe your refund amount is different. So that's why it's always good to look at your transcript, because your transcript gives the full story of everything that's going down with your taxes. So if anybody, I hope everybody did the student loan, fill out the student loan form, because a lot of people is getting their taxes garnished right now because they're under the assumption that they because student loan been put on hold for a couple of years, due to the pandemic situation, and they never start collecting money again. But now they starting to collect, right? So hopefully y'all was smart enough, for anybody that had the situation of owing a lot of money in student loans, to do a deferment, because you get a lot of time to pay your student loan back. The government knows it's going to get its money one way or another, so they give you a lot of time to do a deferment. So you hope you did your deferment. I hope you did that already, so you can definitely get your tax return. Because I know times is tough and this economy's not doing so great right now, and I'm pretty sure everybody can use every dollar they can get their hands on, right? So that's just to point that out. But back to the 21 days. If it's past 21 days and you didn't get your refund and it's still showing you're still at level 2, you didn't go to level 3 where it says your refund date is due this date, you need to look at your transcript. If you don't know how to do that, just go to the IRS website, create a profile if you don't have one already created, do IRS, and then click on transcripts, and then look at the transcripts, and then study your transcripts that way. But I have a video, like I said, it's on YouTube on Kurt the Jerk. I should have put the link in below so you could see it. It's my YouTube channel, Kurt the Jerk, not my Awareness Academy channel. It's my YouTube channel, Kurt the Jerk at YouTube, and you could just put Kurt the Jerk YouTube, and you could just say 21 days IRS, and it should pop up. You could just do that in the Google. You don't even have to do it, because I'm not popular, but I'm kind of popular in certain things on YouTube. So if you just type that in Google search, I'm going to be first thing that pops up. So that's just important. I know people are going crazy because, people got a lot of things they want to do with their taxes, and they concerned and they worried and stuff like that. But this is the process right now. And all the people that's doing, and just remember, for anybody that, now we're going to talk about business, right? Business tax. A lot of people is not filling out the proper information for business tax. And a lot of people think that they can get over on IRS. IRS is not stupid. So remember, with businesses, you can't put a total loss for so many years in a row. I think they give you at least 3 years, right? After the third year, they're going to be like, well, this company is obviously a failure. You can't be putting more expenses than earnest equity. So you can't be making more, you can't be having more debt than the actual earnings, because you only could do that for the first and second year. The third year starts to get fishy, and that usually triggers, the system usually triggers an audit, and they're going to ask you to explain yourself and show proof. But nevertheless, they're going to tell you should get rid of your business, because if your business is not successful third year, something is wrong. Obviously, it's not work. It's not making money. It's not working. Because IRS is not going to keep on giving you tax break after tax break after tax break after tax break. What people do is they try to write off everything so they don't owe taxes. You could get away with the first and second year. And then there's another issue that I see people are posting on they posted this on what is it that I couldn't stop laughing about on TikTok when people say, "Oh yeah, man, you can write off your SUV," and you got guys saying, "Yo, if you get your hands on some money, go get yourself an LLC and then go buy you a Mercedes Benz." Like certain Mercedes Benz trucks is over 6,000 pounds, which is the requirement to write it off. But there's extreme stipulations they did not tell you. They only tell you part of the story because IRS is not stupid. There's a few things that need to be answered. Your business has to already been making money. You can't just go and do that, like get an LLC and then say, you know what, I'm gonna get this vehicle, because you'll have to do a lot of explaining to IRS because IRS is not gonna understand why you get in a G-Wagon just so you can write it off, and how you're gonna be able to prove this is for business. And remind you, it has to be more than 50% approving for business. Now, if it's only approved for business for more than 50%, you only can write off more than 50%. You can't write off the whole value. Now, if you say this vehicle is 100% for business, then you can write up the whole value. But it's going to be, IRS is already hip to the game, so it's going to be kind of tricky. So if you try to do that whole write-off thing, that whole write-off business, and your business is not designed for that. Like, let's say if you got a cleaning business and you have an LLC, right? You take that LLC and try to go purchase a automobile over 6,000 pounds. SUV, a fancy SUV, a sports. It don't have to be Mercedes. Anything over 6,000 pounds, it's going to trigger a flag to IRS, because IRS is going to say, wait a second, you have a cleaning business, what you need that kind of fancy vehicle for? Now, if you say you need a truck, a box truck or something like that, all right, fine. Because a box truck is needed, I guess if you have to put a whole around equipment, a small box truck, that's easy to explain on taxes. Remember, everything you do with business, you got to be able to explain it. And always keep receipts, And this year we're doing audits like on small business right now. Like I got like maybe 128 I got like 128 businesses that I got to do myself. I did 84 already. So we're going around looking at small businesses and we're doing audits. Ones that look obvious that it's like, come on, man, like this is crazy. So, and we're not picking it out. Remember, this is why I say you got to be careful this year. AI is doing all the picks. AI is picking what we're going to audit. So we don't know what we're going to audit. We're just going to look at it. And remember, IRS don't need to have the manpower. They got people like me, private companies that picks up some slack for them, like for business audits and stuff like that. But the good news is that because I'm in the private sector, I'm allowed to give you a little bit of advice, but I'm not your attorney. Not your tax attorney, and I'm not a tax attorney. I'm just a certified tax expert, So I'm not going to really give that much advice, but I will help you a little bit, because I know people make mistakes, and the key is for you not to, for the government, it's not the job of robbing the citizens. The job is to educate the citizens so they won't continue to make the same mistakes. Now, just make sure you're not frauding the government, because it's going to come back on you. So I'm gonna let you guys go, and I hope everybody do great, and hope everybody get their tax refund and do the right thing with it. This is a perfect time to start saving money to protect yourself. So if any rainy days happen, you'll be all straight. But I'm gonna let you guys go. Peace and God bless everybody. And if you got any complicated tax questions, you can put them in below, and I'll comment on it. All right. Peace and God bless everybody. A lot of mercy.